Good evening, guys. Welcome back. Today is our day 2 for the Terraform class. So in the yesterday's session, we discussed about what is IT infrastructure, okay? Challenges with the infrastructure setup manually. If you are setting up IT infrastructure manually, what are the challenges? Challenges with the infrastructure setup. Okay, then we discussed about what is Terraform and why, and also we discussed about Terraform setup in Windows machine. Okay, and we discussed about Terraform architecture also. These topics we covered in the last session. IT infrastructure means the resources that are required to run our application, like servers, database, storage, network, monitoring. That is called IT infrastructure. So we need to set up that IT infrastructure in the cloud platform. So if you set up IT infrastructure manually, it will take a lot of time and there is a chance of doing the mistakes also. To overcome that problem, we are going to automate infrastructure setup. So how to automate infrastructure setup in the cloud? That's where Terraform comes into picture. Terraform software developed by a company called HashiCorp. And by using this Terraform, we can create infrastructure in the cloud. It is called as IAC software, infrastructure as cloud, infrastructure as code. And this Terraform is going to support multiple cloud platforms. You can create infrastructure in AWS, Azure, GCP also by using this Terraform. And we installed Terraform in our Windows machine. Then we understood Terraform architecture also. We will write the Terraform file by using HCL. Then we will execute init command, then validate the script, whatever that you have written, is it correct or not. Then we are going to do the plan. Plan means execution plan will be created. Then we will execute apply command. When you execute apply, the script will be executed and the resource will be created. When the resource is created, then state file will be created. Inside the state file, resources tracking will be available. With that state file, you can destroy the resources also, which are created by using this Terraform script. So that is what we covered in our last session. In the today's session, we are going to understand how to write Terraform scripts, guys. So I'm going to use AWS Cloud in order to provision the infrastructure. In that AWS Cloud, I want to create the infrastructure by using Terraform script. So now, in order to do this, first thing, login into AWS Cloud, you need credentials. Okay, so you need access keys in order to connect with the AWS Cloud by using Terraform. So go to your AWS account, go to security credentials. You need to generate access key and secret key for your AWS account. By using that access key and secret key, we are going to connect with the AWS Cloud. Okay, access keys. Currently for my account, access keys are not available. So in order to connect with the AWS Cloud, by using Terraform, we need to generate the access keys. Click on create access key. For this operation, I'm selecting CLI, confirm this, click on next, click on create access key. So with this, we are able to create access key and secret access key. We need these details, guys. We need to configure these details in order to connect with that. So this is my access key and this is my secret access key. You need to note down your AWS account access key and secret access key. So how to generate them? Go to your profile and here you can find the security credentials option and you can generate. Along with that, you need to select the region. You want to perform operations in AWS Cloud in which region? Region is a geographical location. So here I'm going to use Mumbai region. Mumbai region code is AP South 1. So I'm noting down the region also, region code. So the region code is AP South 1. So we need these details. With these details, we are going to write our first Terraform script in order to create infrastructure. So as discussed yesterday, we are going to use one IDE called VS Code IDE to write the Terraform scripts. Go to our classes folder, 27 DevOps. Here I am creating one folder with a name called Terraform scripts. So from this Terraform scripts folder, I'm going to open my VS Code IDE. Okay, code space dot. So with this, my VS Code IDE will open from the folder called Terraform scripts folder. So this is my Visual Studio Code IDE. Now, in this Visual Studio Code IDE, we are going to create our scripts, Terraform scripts. Okay. Once the Terraform script is created, then we can execute that. So first let me create the folder. So first one, 01 EC2. I want to create one virtual machine in the AWS cloud by using Terraform. I have created a folder with a name called 01 EC2. That means this is my first Terraform project. So in this 01 EC2, I will create one file with a name called script.tf. Okay, you can give any name. Script.tf I am giving. So tf is the extension we are using for the file. So in the Terraform scripts folder, I created one subfolder called 01 EC2. This is my project folder. In that folder, I created one file with a name called script.tf. You can give any name. I can give main.tf also. Now, how to write the Terraform script? So in the Terraform scripts, guys, mainly we need to specify two sections here. First section is provider section. That means who is our provider. Okay, that means in which cloud you want to create your infrastructure. In which cloud you want to create the infrastructure. Provider is AWS. So in this AWS cloud, in which region you want to create the infrastructure? As discussed already, I want to create infrastructure in the Mumbai region. Okay, take the region code and configure. AP South 1. I'm configuring. Next one. In order to connect with the AWS cloud by using Terraform, we need to configure access key. So it is not recommended to configure access key here, but for now, as it is our first example, I'm creating. Later point of time, we will follow the best practices. In the real time, we don't configure here. As it is our first example, I'm configuring keys here only. Okay, later, once we got some knowledge on the Terraform scripts, then I will tell you where to configure this access keys and secret keys. Okay, now I'm going to take my AWS account access key and AWS account secret key also. Configure this access key and secret key. That's it. So with this, I am able to configure provider. So Terraform want to connect with which cloud? AWS cloud. In the AWS which region? AP South 1. What is the access key and what is secret key that we are going to configure? Once it is done, next one, we need to create resource section. What you want to create in the Terraform? So in the Terraform, I want to create one virtual machine. That virtual machine name is called AWS instance. Okay, where we can find this syntax? This is syntax you can find in the documentation. You can go to Terraform official documentation and you can see how to create one EC2 instance by using Terraform script. Go to here, find out EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. In this EC2, I want to create one EC2 instance. The resource name is AWS instance. Okay, so you need to specify the resource name, AWS underscore instance. So if you specify this resource name as AWS instance, then it will understand that we want to create one EC2 instance. For this instance, you can give some name. Okay, logical name I am giving, alias name I am giving as VM1. So this is resource name and this is alias name for the resource. Now, in order to create the resource, in general, if you want to create a instance in the AWS manually, you will launch one instance, you will give some name for the instance, you will select AMI, Amazon Linux. So what type of machine you want to create? I want to create Amazon Linux. So when you select Amazon Linux, it is having one AMI ID. So we need to configure this AMI ID in the script. I want to launch the machine with the AMI ID as this. And what is the instance type you want? Instance type I want T2 micro. How to specify that? And instance underscore type is equal to T2 dot micro. T2 dot micro. And what is the key pair you want for this machine? What is the key name you want? There are several key pairs available. So there is a key pair 32 hyphen Linux hyphen key pair, one key pair is available. I want to use this key in order to create this machine. 32 Linux key pair, something like that, whatever the name is available. 32 hyphen Linux hyphen key pair is available. Okay, what are the security groups you want to use for this machine? One machine can have multiple security groups also. So there is one default security group with a name called default only. Okay, this is a security group I want to use for this machine. And what is the tag? What is the name that you want to give for the machine? Tag name. Name is equal to VM1, or I can say Linux VM. I am going to configure Linux VM. So this is called our Terraform script. So if you execute this Terraform script, then one EC2 instance will be created with this AMI with instance type as T2 micro by using this key pair, by using this default security group. So where it will be created? In my AWS account in the Mumbai region. How it will understand in which AWS account this machine should be created? That's why we have configured our account access key and secret key. So like this is first example only. Whatever that configuration we are doing manually in order to launch one EC2 instance in the AWS cloud. So you will go to a button, launch instance manually. You will log in into AWS console, click on launch instances, give the name for the instance, that is the tag name, select AMI, select instance type, select key pair, default VPC, select security group and launch. So whatever the options we are selecting manually, those options we are configuring as a code, Terraform script. So infrastructure as code. So we can create this infrastructure manually. Instead of creating that manually, we are configuring that as a code. So provider details available, resource details available. So here region, in which region you want to create access key, my account secret key. What you want to create in the AWS? I want to create one instance in the AWS. I want to create one instance in the AWS. Okay, AWS instance, this is predefined name. This VM1 is alias name. You can give anything. AMI, this is AMI ID, instance type T2 micro, key pair name, security group, tag name. VPC, I am not configuring. If I don't configure VPC, by default, it will be created under default VPC in the AWS cloud. So to encourage beginners, AWS people provided one default VPC for us. So by default, this machine will be created under default VPC. Are you clear with this Terraform script, guys? Where we can find this script? How to write this script? Do we need to by heart now? Documentation is available. and AI platforms, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, if you ask them directly, they will give you this script. You just need to configure your region, your access key, and your secret. Okay, once you have created this Terraform script, okay, yesterday we discussed in the architecture. Once the Terraform script is available, what is the process we need to follow? We need to initialize the script. Then we can validate the script. Then we can create execution plan. Then we can apply the script. When we apply the script, state file will be created. Okay, state file will contain the resource track. Then we can destroy this infrastructure. We can destroy this infrastructure. Are you clear with my point now? Are you guys clear with my point now? Yes. So I am opening command prompt from this VS Code IDE only. Okay. In this VS Code IDE only, here there is a toggle console option is available. Go and select the command prompt. I selected my command prompt. Go to that folder, cd space 01 EC2 folder. Now we are in the EC2 folder. In that EC2 folder, my script file is available. Now let us execute a command called Terraform init command. Let us execute one command called Terraform init command. What is the purpose of Terraform init command? It is used to initialize our Terraform script and it will download the plugins also. We are configuring the provider as AWS. To connect with the AWS cloud, Terraform will download the required plugins. Currently, my folder is having only Terraform file. Now let us execute Terraform init command. Now see here, initializing the backend, initializing the provider plugins, finding the latest version of HashiCorp AWS, installing the HashiCorp AWS plugin version 5.84. So I have executed init plugin. I have executed init. I have executed init command. It has initialized my Terraform script. It is downloading HashiCorp AWS plugin, which is used to connect with the AWS cloud. Okay, so Terraform has created a log file, terraform.log.hcl, to record the provider selections it made above. Okay, so by default, one log file is created. In the interview also, they will ask this question: what is log file in the Terraform? So log file contains provider plugin details. So first time we executed init command. It initialized the script. It downloaded the provider related plugins so that the Terraform can connect with that cloud platform. So in here, by default, one folder is created with a .terraform. In the .terraform, you can see that the Terraform provider AWS plugin is downloaded with .exe, terraform.log.hcl. So version, provider plugin version 5.84. That version details are available in the log.hcl. So in future also, when you execute this script, it will be using the same version. It will not use the updated version. Okay, version compatibility issues should not come. So that's why they are locking provider plugin version in the log file. So what is log file in the Terraform? Log file will contain provider plugin details. Are you clear? What is happening when we execute Terraform init command? Are you clear with the point? What is happening when we execute Terraform init command? It initialized the plugins. It has downloaded the plugins related to communicate with the provider. If you see here, Terraform init. Again, I am executing. Initializing. Reusing the previous version only from the log file. Once again, it is not initializing. What it is saying that, boss, your script is initialized. In the log file already, provider version is available. I'm going to reuse that provider version. I'm not going to reinstall the version. So now tell me, what is the purpose of log file in the Terraform? Now can you tell me what is the purpose of log file in the Terraform? What is the purpose of log file in the Terraform? I need answer from you. We have executed a Terraform init command. So then it created a log file. What is there in the log file? Provider plugin version details available. When I re-execute the init command, is it installing the plugin again, or it is you reusing the plugin details? It is reusing the plugin details. Very good. So once initialization got completed, then let us go with the Terraform validate command. So what is the purpose of validate command? It is used to verify our Terraform script is correct or not. It is used to verify the Terraform script is correct or not. Terraform validate. Terraform validate. Yes, what it is saying when I use validate? Boss, your Terraform configuration is valid. Success. The configuration is valid. Now, if you want to do some formatting, alignments, if you want to adjust, then there is a command called Terraform format command is available. If you want to do any adjustment, Terraform format command. So the proper alignment will be indentation. So indentation spaces will be adjusted when you go for Terraform format command. Okay. Then next one, Terraform plan command. Terraform plan command. What is the purpose of this Terraform plan command? It is used to create the execution plan. That means what resources we want to create in the cloud. So it is going to check the script. It will give the plan. Boss, if you execute this script, these resources will be created. Plan command will not create the resource. It will tell you what is going to happen if you run the script. So let me execute Terraform plan command. Yes. So I'm executing Terraform plan command. So when I execute the Terraform plan command, can you see? It is saying one to add. Boss, as per your script, it is going to create one resource in the provider. As per your script, it is going to create one resource in the provider, one to add, nothing to change, nothing to destroy. As per your script, one resource will be created in the cloud. So now go to the cloud and check it. Resource is created in the cloud or resource is not created in the cloud. Resource is created in the cloud. Resource is not created in the cloud. Not created. Only one machine, previous machine, it is in the stopped state. So Terraform not created any machine as of now. Now see, in the dashboard of EC2, how many instances available? Only one, that is previous. Is there any machine which is in the running state? No, there is no machine in the running state. Now go here and execute the command, final command, that is Terraform apply. Terraform apply. So what is the purpose of this Terraform apply? It is used to run the script, guys. It is used to run the script. Enter. Now the actual resource will be created. Terraform apply command. Now Terraform is connecting with the provider. It is asking, boss, do you want to perform this action? Yes, proceed. Confirmation. AWS instance is creating with alias name as VM1 I have configured. Yes, still it is creating. Still it is creating. Apply complete. One resource is created in the AWS cloud. Zero changed, zero destroyed. Apply complete. One resource is created. Now see, earlier we are having only main.tf. When we execute init, log file is created. When we execute apply, state file is created. TF state. What is this state file? This state file will contain resource details. Which resource is created? The resource information will be available in the Terraform state file. The resource, which resource is created? The resource information is available in the state file. Now go to AWS Cloud, refresh our dashboard. Now can you see instance count is increased? Earlier we are having only one. Now the instance count became 2. Earlier no machines were running. Now one machine is running. Who created this machine? Who created this machine in the AWS Cloud? Did I create or Terraform is created? Who created this machine in the AWS? Did I create this machine or Terraform created this machine? Terraform created this machine. Can we destroy this also? Can we destroy this? How to destroy this? How to destroy this? Terraform destroy command. Okay, so are you able to understand how to work with the Terraform? First example. You understand how to work with the Terraform? First example. We have created one Terraform script file. That script is saved in a file with the extension as .tf file. The file extension will be available as .tf. Then we are going to execute Terraform init command. So when you execute init command, script will be initialized, provider plugins will be downloaded. It is going to create one log file. So whenever you execute this Terraform init command, it is going to create one log file. So what is the purpose of this log file? What is the purpose of log file? Provider plugin information, plugin version will be configured. Next time when you execute init also, it will reuse the same version. It is not going to take the latest version. Okay. Then once initialization completed, plugin will be installed. Then validate. If you want to verify your Terraform script is valid or not, then you can use validate command. Once validation is successful, then you can see the plan. Execution plan will be created. It will tell you dry run. It will tell you what is going to happen with this script. Then when you execute apply command, actual resource will be created in the Terraform. Which resource created? That resource information it is going to maintain in one file. That file is called Terraform state file. It is called Terraform state file. Okay, good. One machine is created in the AWS cloud. Now let me reapply the same file. Can I reapply the same file now? What will happen if I reapply the same file? Any guess? Yes, see here, I'm going to use same command again, Terraform apply command. I'm going to execute this command, Terraform apply. So is it going to create one more machine? Is it going to create one more machine? Already I executed this script. One machine is created. So the machine is in the running state. Now I am going to re-execute the same script with the Terraform apply. Now see, what is the behavior? If I execute Terraform apply, see what is the behavior? Apply complete. No changes. No changes. AWS instance. No changes. Your infrastructure matches the configuration. Boss. Already this script is executed. Resource also created. State file is also available. So Terraform has compared your infrastructure against your configuration and found no differences. So no changes are required for this. Apply complete. 0 resources added, 0 resources changed, 0 resources destroyed. So if you reapply the same script, is it creating one more machine? It is not creating one more machine. It is not creating one more machine because of the state file. If you delete the state file and if you execute, it will create one more machine. Already in this project, state file is available. Because of that state file, Terraform is able to identify, boss, already machine is available with your configuration. No need to create one more. If you really want to create one more, you delete the state file and you apply that. You got the point? You delete that state file and you apply that. Got the clarity? You got the clarity now? So can we execute Terraform script again and again? If state file is available, there is no use of executing again and again. If state file is deleted, then you can execute. If the state file is available, there is no use. There is no use. So I hope you got the clarity how Terraform scripts will be executed and what is happening when we are executing these Terraform commands. Init command, validate command, plan command, apply command, and destroy. So let me show you destroy command. Right, before destroying, you can check in the AWS, machine is running. So you can see my dashboard. Total 2 machines available. Out of 2, 1 machine is running state. Okay, let me execute the command terraform destroy. Terraform destroy. It will ask for confirmation. Do you want to destroy? It will ask for confirmation. Do you want to destroy? Yes, I want to destroy. Then it is a destroying. Whatever the infrastructure that is created with this script, that infrastructure will be destroyed from the cloud. So now you got the clarity on what is infrastructure as code. Guys, you got the clarity? What is the meaning of infrastructure as code? We are creating infrastructure in the cloud by writing the code. Infrastructure as code. Earlier, we created infrastructure manually. Now, we are creating infrastructure by writing some code. That code is called Terraform script. Which language we are using to create this script, guys? HCL. Who provided this HCL? It is provided by HashiCorp. It is provided by HashiCorp. Are you able to follow me? Are you able to follow me? Yes, very good. Fine, guys. So with this, our first Terraform script is working as expected. Now, let's understand few more concepts in order to work with this. Okay. How you got the AMI attribute? From AWS, I copied it, sir. When you go for launch instance here, when you select the instance Amazon Linux, here AMI ID will be available. I copied the AMI ID from here. So this is my AMI ID. With this ID, I'm creating. That means this ID will represent that I am going to create one Amazon Linux machine. All of you clear with my point? Shall I proceed further? How I created a Terraform first project, how I configured provider, and how I configured resource details. Okay. This is first script. I am not following any best practices here. Sir, why are you configuring access keys directly in the script? Sir, why are you hard coding the values? Right. So I'm not following the best practices because it is a first example. Okay. How to delete the state file? Directly right click and delete the file. That's it. How to delete the file? Simple. File delete. Yeah, what is the use of this alias name? Everything you will understand. Give me some time. Yeah, if you delete the state file and if you execute, then again one machine will be created with the same name. One machine will be created with the same name. Okay, fine. Next one. Let us understand a concept called variables in the Terraform. Currently, we have hard-coded our values. It is not recommended. So we are going to use a concept called variables concept when we are working with the Terraform. So what is the purpose of a variable? General concept. So variable means it is used to store the data. So in the Java, in the Python, in the C, C++, .NET, PHP, whatever programming language you take, variables will be available. What is the purpose of variable? Variables are used to store the data in key value format. I want to store my ID. ID is equal to 101. I want to store my name. Name is equal to Ashok. ID is the variable name. 101 is the value. Name is the variable name. Ashok is the value. So like this, variables are used to store the data in key value format. Okay. Now, sir, why we are talking about these variables here? Here in the Terraform script, I am configuring AMI, I'm configuring instance type, key name, security group name, my tag name, etc. There are several values I configured in my Terraform script. So which is not recommended, guys. So we can remove hard-coded values from the resources script by using variables concept. We can remove hard-coded values from resources script using variables concept. Okay, so how to specify variables? So for AMI, what is the value? Instance type, what is the value? Key pair, what is the value? So that we are specifying here directly in the script, but it is not recommended in the real time. So that is the reason what we are going to do is here we are having one file. Okay, in this file I configured provider section and I configured resources section also in the single file only, and I named it as main.tf. And I named it as main.tf. So when I say main.tf, in that provider details available, resource details also available. But from now onwards, what I am going to do is, for the provider, I will create one file. For the resources, I will create one file. Whatever the values are required, I will create one file. So this file, I will name it as provider.tf. In that file, I will configure only provider details, and I will take one file which is main.tf. Only resources data will be available in the file, and I will take one more file with a name called input_vars.tf. Okay, instead of writing everything in one file, now I will divide into 3 files, guys. In one file, I will configure only provider. Who is my provider? What is the region? What is access key? And what is the secret key? In one file, only resource details I will specify. In another file, only variables I am going to specify. Okay, now what is the variable here? Variables are used to store the data in the key value format. So by using these variables, we can remove hard-coded values. How to declare the variables? So variables we can maintain in a separate TF file. For example, any name you can give for the file. File name I am going to give input-vars.tf. Input variables I am going to specify. How to declare the variable? Variable name. My variable name is AMI. What is the value you want to specify? Default is equal to AMI ID. Whatever the AMI ID you are configuring, instead of doing the configuration here, I will configure that variable here. Variable, name of the variable, default value for the variable. Similarly, I am configuring instance type with T2 micro. Okay, so then I will take one more variable with the variable name as instance type. And what is the default value? I want to take the default value as T2 micro. T2 micro. And I want to configure key pair as one variable. Variable name, name can be anything. I'm using variable name as key pair. What is the value? 32 Linux key pair is available. Take this value. So instead of writing the values directly in the Terraform script, instead of writing the values directly in the Terraform script, I'm going to write the values as variables by using separate file, guys. By using separate file. So that is called variables file. You got the clarity now? You got the clarity now? Variables file that we are going to create. So total, how many files we are going to create now? Total, how many files we are going to create now? 3 files we are going to create. What are those 3 files we are going to create? Why 3 files we need? Why we need 3 files? One file is used for provider. Another file is used for resource. Another file is used for variable. Now, once you create the variables like this, how to access these variables? We can access these variables in our script like below. So currently, this is our script, right? Currently, this is our script. I have hard coded the AMI. Now, instead of hard coding this AMI, I will specify that I want to access variable AMI value. Instead of writing the value directly, I will refer variable name var.ami, dollar of var.ami. So what is the meaning of dollar of this var.ami? Variable AMI value I want to pass here. Similarly, instance type T2 micro hard coded value. I want to read it from a variable instance underscore type. How to specify dollar of instance type. Dollar of instance type. Var dot variable name. Var dot variable name. Now, key pair is available. Variable name. Take this variable name. Instead of a hard-coded value, so you can specify dollar of var dot key pair. Like this, we can remove hard-coded values in the Terraform script by using variables concept. Like this, you can create the Terraform script by using variables concept. What is the purpose of variables in the Terraform? Variables are used to store the data in the key value format. Key and value. So why we will use these variables? These variables are used to remove hard-coded values from the resources. So in the resource, we have written the hard-coded value. I want to remove these hard-coded values. So that's why we are going to use variables. Variables we can declare in a separate file with this syntax. Variable, name of the variable, what is the value. How to access these variables? Dollar of var dot variable name. Dollar of var dot variable name. Okay, guys. Is this point clear? Why we are using variables in the Terraform? Is this point clear for everybody? Please respond in the chat box. Why we are using variables in the Terraform? Why we are using variables in the Terraform? removing the hard-coded values, supplying the values dynamically, making our resource script loosely coupled with the value. To reduce hard-coded, to remove hard-coded value, passing the values dynamically for the script. Tomorrow, if I want to change something, I no need to touch the resource script. Okay, now let me create second project, guys. So every project I'm creating as a separate folder. Okay, now I'm going to create one folder. I'm going to create one folder inside this Terraform scripts. Create a folder. The folder name is 02 EC2. 02 EC2 with the variables we are creating the project. 02 EC2 with the variables we are creating the project. So 02 EC2 folder is empty now. I will create three files. First file, I will create it as provider.tf. Second file I will create as main.tf. Third file I will create as input-vars.tf. So total three files I created. Provider.tf. What we will write in the provider file, guys? Can you tell me what we will do in the provider file? We will configure provider information. So who is our provider? Our provider is AWS. Specify that. Specify that. Our provider is AWS. Our region, our access key, our secret key, we are going to configure. Okay. Region is AP South 1, access key and secret. Next, configure variables. Whatever the variables are required. So like this, you can declare the variables in the variables.tf file. Variable name is AMI, variable value. Variable name is instance type, variable value. Variable name is key pair, variable value. Are you guys able to understand my point now? Are you guys able to understand my point now? Okay, now provider file contains only provider data. Variables file contain only variables data. Coming to the main.tf. What will be there in the main.tf? Only resource data will be available in the main.tf. Only resource data. So let me give alias name as VM2 and here Linux VM2. So AMI value, remove hard-coded value. Instance type, remove hard-coded value. Key name, remove hard-coded value. I want to pass these values from my variables. Can I access variable value here? Can I access my variable value here? Come on. How to access variable value here? How can we access variable value here? How to access that variable value here? Dollar of var dot variable name. What is the syntax? Dollar of var dot variable name we are going to use for this. Dollar of var dot variable name we are going to use for this. Are you clear with my point? Very good. So let us use this variable here. Dollar of var dot AMI. Dollar of var dot AMI. What is the instance type variable name? Instance type is available. So here also we are going to use dollar of var dot instance type. Key name variable available. Key pair dollar of var dot key pair. Dollar of var dot key pair. Are you clear? How to access variables now? Provider.tf, only provider data is available. Main.tf, only my resource is available. Input vars.tf, only variables are available. Now, can you tell me how to execute this Terraform project? Can you tell me how to execute this Terraform project now? Can you tell me how to execute this Terraform project? What is the first step? Open command prompt from this project. So my project name is 02 EC2. It is pointing to 01 EC2. Come out, go to CD 02 EC2 variables project. I'm in the 02 EC2 variable project. Now, first step, you can see only 3 files available. Now let me execute the command terraform init. Initializing. First time we are executing init command in this project. First time it is executing init command in this project. So it is going to create one Terraform folder. In that it will download the provider plugin and it will generate one log file also. It is generating one log file also. Able to follow this? Yes. Terraform log file is created, provider plugin version also available. Then once this init is completed, what is the next step? Let me use Terraform validate. My script is correct or not? I want to check. Terraform validate command. Yes. Boss, your script is valid. Boss, your script is valid. Terraform script, it is valid. Now, let us do the format. Terraform format to adjust the indentation. Input variables file indentation adjusted. My main script indentation is also adjusted. So, okay, no need to specify the dollar also. Just var.ami is also fine, guys. So, we have used dollar of var.ami now. This dollar curly brace is optional. It is not mandatory also. Just you can specify var.variable name. That is also fine. When I do format, it is removing that dollar and all. So that means it is optional. AMI is equal to just var.ami. So variable AMI. So this is the variable AMI. This value it will fetch and it will use that value here. Now, Terraform plan. Terraform plan. So I'm going to create execution plan. I'm going to create the execution plan. Okay. Terraform execution plan. Good. Plan one resource is going to add. Now go to AWS cloud. So here check our instances available. Currently 2 instances. Okay. One is, you can see the instances. I'm trying to create one more instance here. I'm going to create one more instance here. Go back. Yeah, so there are 2 machines available and one machine is stopped, another machine is terminated. Currently, there is no machine in my cloud in the running state. Currently, there is no machine which is in the running state. Okay, now let me run this. What is the command to run the script, guys? What is the command which is used to run the script now? What is the command which is used to run the script now? Terraform apply. Okay. So let us use the command called Terraform apply. It will ask for confirmation. You can specify auto approve also. Without confirmation also, script can be executed. So we have used Terraform apply command. Yes. Enter yes. Now the Terraform script is going to execute it. Terraform script is executed. Once the script is executed, one instance will be created. Apply complete. One resource is created. You can go to EC2 dashboard. From 2, count is increased to 3. From 2, count is increased to 3. Are you able to follow this? Yes, now the machine is in the running state. Okay, you can see VM2. I have given the machine name as VM2. So with that name, one machine is created in the AWS cloud and that machine is in the running status, guys. You got the clarity? You got the clarity how to create 3 files and how to manage Terraform script with the variables concept. With variables concept, you got the clarity. Yes. Now tell me, what is the purpose of variables in the Terraform? Now tell me, what is the purpose of variables in the Terraform? What is the purpose of variables in the Terraform? To remove hard-coded values from the script. Variables are used to remove hard-coded values from the script, guys. Okay. Very good. Next one. So in the Terraform, variables are 2 types, guys. Types of variables in the Terraform. So as of now, we used a variable to supply value for this resource. When I want to execute one resource, for that resource to supply the value, we have used one variable. Now, the variables are divided into 2 types, guys. Okay. What are those 2 types of variables in the Terraform? First one is input variable and the second one is output variables. When we are working with the Terraform, we can use 2 types of variables. What are those 2 types of variables? First one is called input variable. Second one is called output variable. What is the purpose of input variables? What variables we have used? Now, these variables are for giving input for the script only. So to execute the script, we are giving some values as an input. So input variables are used to supply values to the Terraform script. Okay. Input variables are used to provide the values to the Terraform script. So I want to create one instance. What is the AMI ID? What is the instance type? What is the key pair name? What is the security group name? All these kind of values we are giving as a input for the Terraform script. Types of variables. Input variables available, output variables available. What is the purpose of input variables? Input variables are used to supply values to the Terraform script. Right. Now, next one, what is the purpose of output variables? Output variables means to get the output after script execution. Output variables are used to get the values from the Terraform script after script got executed. Okay, what do you mean by that? Now, by using this Terraform script, we created one machine. Okay, one EC2 instance we created one EC2 instance in the AWS cloud by using this Terraform script. When the EC2 instance is created, for that EC2 instance, one public IP got generated, one private IP got generated. I want to know the public IP of this machine. I want public IP as a output. I am giving AMI ID as the input. So when I go and check public IP available, private IP available. But what I want, when the script is executed, I want to print a public IP as the output. After EC2 VM got created, get the public IP of that EC2, print in the console. That is output variable. When we are working with Terraform scripts, we can use two types of variables. One is called input variable. Second one is called output variable. Input variables are used to supply values to the Terraform script, like AMI. That is what we are supplying. Input vars.tf I have created. I'm configuring variables. I'm using those variables in the script. I'm giving input to the script execution. Now, after this script execution got completed, I want output. Output variables are used to get the values from Terraform script after execution. After our script execution, I want to create one S3 bucket. After S3 bucket is created, I want to print the bucket data. I want to create one database. I want to get the database URL. After it is created in the cloud, by using Terraform, I will create one database by using RDS. Once the database is created, I want to print that database information like database endpoint, database port number on the console. So if you want to get some output from the Terraform, then you need to use output variables. Then what you need to use, guys? You need to use output variables. Able to follow me? Are you able to follow me? What is input and what is output? So how to deal with the output? So now when the resource is created, it is going to give you the details. Boss, for this resource, you can access all these details. When you execute this resource, it is going to provide you all these details. Now, what outputs you want? Then you create one file called output vars.tf. Input vars available na? Similarly, I will create one file output vars.tf. Input vars.tf, output vars.tf. Okay, what output you want? Output, I want EC2 public IP. Whatever the machine we are creating, na, for that machine, I want to, that machine public IP, I want as a output. So this is name, output, variable value. So which resource public IP you want? Go to the scripter. This is my resource, AWS instance. AWS instance dot, what is the alias name? VM2. AWS instance dot VM2 dot public IP. Okay. So this public IP is a predefined variable. VM2 is my machine alias name. AWS instance is the resource name. So AWS instance resource VM2 public IP I want to get as a output. Similarly, you can get the private IP also. EC2 private IP. Okay. This name can be anything. You can write this as A, you can write this as B also. Here I want private IP. This is my resource name. This is resource alias name. This is the property. Public IP, private IP. A means public IP, B means private IP. Instead of A, B, you can give some meaningful name for that. Now you got the clarity? Now you got the clarity. How to configure output variables? Now you got the clarity. What is the output? Why we need output? What is the difference between input variables and output variables in the Terraform? What is the difference between input variables and output variables in the Terraform? Input variables to supply the values to the script, output variables to get the output after script execution. Okay, now let me close all these things. Let me run this script. Terraform apply auto approve. Auto approve means it will not ask any confirmation. I'm executing Terraform apply auto approve. So what it is saying, boss? Resource not created because of the state file. It is printing A. A means in the output variable, what is the meaning of our A? A means public IP. So what I specified for the variable output A? A means public IP. This is public IP of the machine. B means private IP. It is printing private IP. You can check. Public IP 43 204 144 91. It is printing the public IP and it is printing the private IP instead of AB. So you can give meaningful name VM2 public IP address. Any name you can write. With this name, it will print the data. VM2 private IP address. I have given AB just to show you any name you can configure for output variable. Now, let's apply once again. Auto approve. State file is available, so resource will not be created. For existing resource, it will provide the output. Yes, it printing private IP address. It is printing public IP address also. Now, are we able to use output variables also to get the output? Somebody asked me, what is the purpose of alias name? This alias name is used to access your resource information. Okay, guys. Alias name. What is the purpose of this alias? This is resource name, predefined. Alias name can be anything. What is the purpose of this alias name? It is used to access resource details by using output variables. By using alias name, you can access resource details. Public IP, private IP, like that you can access. Are you guys clear with my point now? Are you guys clear with my point now? Very good, guys. So fine. So I hope you understood how to work with Terraform script. Okay. In the tomorrow session, we are going to see how to create S3 buckets, how to create databases, how to create IAM users, how to create VPC by using Terraform. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. So with this, I'm stopping for today. We'll meet again in the tomorrow session. I will share the notes in the Google Classroom. Good. Thank you.